Hi there, welcome to Frame Stream, and today we'll talk about the Nikon Z6III, especially Nikon's quietness around the Z6III. It's been a while since we actually heard anything concrete about the Z6III. It's May now, and some of us expected the camera to be announced in March, if not March, then April, but yet there is nothing so far from Nikon. But if you go back historically and just look at Nikon's patterns, you'll see before Nikon announced something big, they were always a bit quiet. It was true for Z9, it was true for Z8, and it was true for even the ZF. They were actually quite quiet, and there was this period of complete lull, and as if there's nothing going to happen, and people are asking what's going on, why is Nikon showing no action at all. So I think generally there is this prolonged period of silence, okay, before an upcoming product. And the fact that we have not seen anything come, or the fact that we have not seen the 35 f1.2 being talked about by Nikon, any hints, nothing, absolutely no breach in information. It's everything is so watertight, right? Nothing is coming out. And this quietness typically precedes the unveiling of a product that exceeds expectations in the market. Again, true for the Z8, true for the Z9, and also true for the ZF. Mind you, ZF was actually quite an exciting product when it was launched, and people were expecting that it's going to be the Z6III, but it was not the Z6III, it was the ZF. But even then, people are quite happy and pleasantly surprised with what Nikon gave us in the form of the ZF. So, and before that, there was this period of lull and quietness. So we're seeing the same thing here and right now. Now, if you look at the recent developments and some information that we have on Nikon's camera registrations and accessory releases, it's plausible to anticipate that announcement of the Z6III is very near us. Let's break down the information and make some sort of conjectural analysis. Remember, the last major significant camera, and I'm not including ZF in that, the last professional body, which is the Z8, it was announced in May in 2023, a year back. However, we first got the news of Nikon registering a new camera on May 8th, and it got the announcement on May 10th. So what kind of information do we have for this year, for what's going to happen now? We know that on January 8, 2024, a new camera numbered N2214 was registered, indicating a new model was in the pipeline. Now, MB-N14 battery pack, that was registered on January 22nd, 2024, likely for an upcoming camera release, possibly for the Z6III. We don't know. Or is it the Z5? We don't know. We have now heard that there's a new battery charger, N2301, that was registered on April 30th, just a couple of days back. So what we have seen in the last 3-4 months is lots of preparations, lots of registrations happening in different countries. So that tells us that something is cooking, and it's sort of, things are reaching a culmination point. So my speculation is that the registration of the N2214 camera and the MB-N14 battery pack, along with the release of a new battery charger, they all point to one thing. I think we are very close to the Z6. I know we have been talking about the Z6III for the last 4 months now. I see 2 videos every day on Canon R5 coming this week. And you know what? I get so many comments on my videos asking about more information on the Z6III. I actually, at this point, I've started to send screenshots to people I know to Nikon. I said, hey, people are asking, give us some answer. So, but nothing yet. I think Nikon might unveil the Z6III within the next few weeks. I'm not surprised. I'm not going to be surprised if we see an announcement in the next 15-20 days and the camera hits the market within a month. If that doesn't happen, however, there is a chance that we'll see the Z6III coming in August, which is not something I like the idea of. And I think, honestly, Nikon should keep the Z5 Mark II, Z5 II for August-September release, because, that's a more affordable camera. That's a nice camera for gifting someone. The Z6III, I think the time is right. And I think that camera is already a bit late to the market, honestly. And I'm hearing that the Sony A7 V may actually come out very early next year, and it's important for Nikon to actually maintain a decent gap between the Z6 III and the A7 V. And I think it's important for Nikon to maintain a decent amount of gap between the Z6 III and the A7 V. Of course, Nikon is not Sony and they're not working together, but I'm pretty sure that Nikon would like a period where the Z6 III is extremely relevant and the most updated camera in the market, and you don't have the A7 V, you don't have the any new version of a Canon R6. I mean, R6 II is there, but it's almost 1.5 years old now. So, and I think the initial rush on the Canon R6 II is kind of gone. So I think this is just the right gap, timeline wise, to place a new product within 2000 to 2500 US dollars. A Panasonic S5 Mark II just got a firmware update, but then that is also slightly older. So I think in that price point, you have three major cameras: the S5 II, S5 2X, A7 IV, and the R6 Mark II. And all these cameras are actually they have been around for some time. So this is the right time for Nikon to hit the market with Z6 III. However, look, all this is conjecture, all this is conjectural analysis based on past behavior, the information we have. This is speculative with some information. This is also just us talking about it because we want it to happen. That's all. It's also kind of our interest, our excitement about it. And we like talking about it. People like to hear more conversations on the Z6 III, and that's why I think this is more about us talking about it and wanting it to happen, and just putting the information together, jotting the dots, and just trying to see what we understand out of that. But Nikon's actual plan may vary, honestly. We don't know. We don't know whether Nikon is actually planning to launch it this year or next year, this month, next month, in October, in September. I have no clue. And this time around, it seems like Nikon is even more tight-lipped than the Z8. The interesting thing is that, the Z6 III could see more interesting things happening inside the video menu. I think it's going to be slightly more advanced and slightly more. Nikon may actually be able to pick up a few things from Red. I don't know. How else will you justify the delay? I mean, the delay, a perceived delay. Is it just to maintain a safe distance? They want to sell more of the ZF? I think the ZF market is very different, and the ZF will keep selling no matter whether the Z6 III is here or not. Because it's such a different camera. I just went out a few days back and I was shooting primarily the Fuji X-T5 with the 23 f2, and I was shooting that lens, just checking that lens out. Beautiful lens. I'll do a video on that very soon. Just wait for that, check that out. And after about 2 hours of shooting, I just took out the ZF out of my bag, and wow, I mean, immediately the fact that it's slightly wider and flatter, it is so nice to hold. This camera is a completely different experience. Yes, it can probably do a few things that the Z8 can do as well, but it does not really make the ZF a Z8. So therefore it will not make the ZF a Z6 III. So if Nikon is thinking that, hey, we are kind of ensuring that we have given enough time to the Z8, we've given enough time to the ZF, so let's just wait it out till before we all launch the Z6 III. I think that's probably not fair to a lot of people who have been waiting for better autofocus firmware to happen to the Z6 II. They bought the Z6 II thinking it's a significant upgrade on the Z6. It wasn't. I mean, it was a good upgrade, but I would not say it was a significant upgrade. So for the Z6 II buyers, or Z6 buyers, I think they've waited long enough, honestly. They've waited long enough, and it is about time to sort of fulfill Nikon's long-awaited promise for the 2000 US dollars price bracket market. So let me know what you think. Let me know when you think Nikon is going to launch it. Do you think we're going to see it in August, September, or do you think it's going to come out in May or June? Let me know what you think. Let me know whether you have the ZF, and do you think ZF actually can replace Z6 III in some people's scenarios and contexts. Let me know, because that's a very interesting conversation actually for me to have. In general, I'm very curious to see whether Nikon think, and a lot of people think, that if I don't have the Z6 III, I can make do with a Nikon ZF. I don't know if that's true for a lot of people. It's definitely, certainly not true for me, because I don't think of carrying huge lenses, larger lenses, faster lenses on, or also longer zoom lenses on the Nikon ZF. Although you can do nice birding and wildlife with the ZF, it's a compromise. It's primarily street travel camera. It's a casual photography camera with a lot of power inside it, but it's a made and styled for casual photography. It's made to be a lifestyle camera. It's a great studio camera as well. So I would like to know your point of view on that. I'm going to see you soon with another video. Look, I'm trying to do this full time. I'm trying to give more time to YouTube. So help me out just by subscribing to the channel and by liking the video. And of course, if you ever feel kind, do probably give me some coffee tip. I don't drink coffee though, so maybe tea tip. If you see value in the about 200 videos that I've done, I'm sure you'll stick around, you'll subscribe, you'll like the video, you'll share, and you'll talk about it in the comment section. I'm going to see you soon with another one.